So what's in it for you in this video? You will understand the psychology behind financial decisions. How does the stock market work? When's the best time to buy or dump assets? And how much do you need to save every year to retire by a certain age? These are the kinds of questions that dominate discussions of personal finance. Morgan Housel argues that the human factor, in other words, the relationship between real people and their money, is key to understanding financial decision making. If you want to know why people bury themselves in debt or squander fortunes, you don't need to study interest rates. You need to delve into the all-too-human history of envy, greed, and optimism. And that's precisely what we will be doing in this video. Along the way, you will also learn how personal experiences shape investment strategies, why finding a single Picasso might mean acquiring 99 duds, and how envy makes investors risk everything they already have. Hello and welcome to Think Big. Here we summarize books for you in an entertaining fashion. Key idea number 1. Everyone has their own experience of the economy and money. The story of the Great Depression. After a disastrous stock market crash in 1929, the global economy entered a decade of sustained decline. This story serves as a common narrative for understanding economic hardship. However, it fails to capture the diverse experiences individuals have had with money and the economy. For instance, John F. Kennedy's family was already wealthy before the stock market crash of 1929, and their fortune continued to grow throughout the Depression. Kennedy's realization of the suffering faced by many during that time motivated him to address economic disparities. This example demonstrates that everyone has their own experience of the economy and money. Key idea number 2. Personal experiences drive financial decision-making. This challenges the assumption of rational behavior in economic models. For example, lottery ticket purchases by low-income households illustrates how individuals prioritize the slim chance of winning over more practical financial needs. A study done by economists shows that personal history, specifically the economic conditions during an individual's young adulthood, influences their investment choices. For example, if the stock market was doing well in early adulthood, investors went on to invest in it. If it was weak at the same age, they avoided it. The study suggests that decisions formed early in life are resistant to change, even when confronted with contradictory real-world evidence. Key idea number 3. The economic concepts we use today are relatively new and underdeveloped. Despite the existence of currency dating back to around 600 BC, many economic concepts are relatively recent. For example, retirement, as we know it today, only became achievable for most Americans in the 1980s, with the introduction of Social Security and the rise of average monthly Social Security checks. The 401k retirement plan was introduced in 1978 and the Roth IRA was introduced in 1998. Other key economic ideas and practices such as hedge funds, index funds, and consumer debt have similarly recent origins. If people struggle with financial planning and decision making, it is not because of personal shortcomings, but because these concepts are still in their infancy. Key idea number 4. Luck plays a bigger role in financial success than you might think. Luck plays a role in financial success contrary to common belief. Human psychology leads us to attribute our success to hard work and failures of others to personal flaws like laziness rather than luck. Our culture glorifies successful individuals without considering the role of luck in their achievements. This leaves us in a pickle. When it comes to money, we don't just need to figure out what works and what doesn't. We need a way of building randomness into our financial models. Key idea number 5. Sometimes looking at the bigger picture rather than specific examples can help you make better decisions. Well, one thing you shouldn't do is obsess over specific individuals as examples. Often, when we study successful people, we focus on exceptional cases like billionaires who have changed the world, and that can lead us astray. For instance, let's consider John D. Rockefeller, a highly successful entrepreneur entrepreneur. When he started his petroleum industry, he faced a problem because the US laws did not allow him to do what he wanted. His solution was simple. He ignored the laws. He disregarded legal conventions to the point that a judge once said his business behaved no better than a common thief. Ultimately, the difference between success and failure often comes down to luck. A different set of circumstances, such as a change in court decisions, could have drastically altered Rockefeller's fortunes. Moreover, good luck is hard to replicate. Even if you try to copy every step of someone like Warren Buffett's career, you can't guarantee the same outcomes. Instead, it's better to focus on analyzing patterns of success and failure. The more common a pattern is, the more likely it is to be relevant to your own life and financial decisions. For example, numerous studies show that people who have control over their daily routines tend to be happier with their work compared to those who don't. Unlike exceptional cases of extraordinary individuals, this is a broader observation that you can act upon right now. Key idea number 6. Envy can make you reckless. Envy, a common byproduct of capitalism, can have negative consequences on individuals' behavior. The desire to possess what others have often leads to recklessness. For instance, the cautionary tale of Rajat Gupta, who, despite being a successful CEO, succumbed to envy and engaged in illegal activities. By engaging in insider trading, Gupta sought quick gains but ended up with a substantial prison sentence. The key takeaway is that envy can drive individuals to make poor choices, and the costs of such actions often outweigh the potential gains. Don't become the next Rajat Gupta. Learn from his mistakes. Key idea number 7. Amassing a fortune is easier than keeping hold of it. Jesse Livermore, a successful stock market trader in the early 20th century, amassed a fortune by correctly betting against the market before the crash of 1929. However, he ultimately lost his wealth due to overconfidence and risky investments. Livermore's story highlights the challenge of maintaining wealth once it's acquired. Many successful individuals struggle to stay rich because making money requires risk-taking and optimism, while preserving wealth demands a different mindset. Livermore's downfall stemmed from his failure to recognize the role of luck in his success and his belief that he could not make mistakes. This pattern is not uncommon, as a significant number of publicly listed companies eventually lose all their value, and turnover among the richest individuals is high. To hold on to wealth, one must possess perseverance and a healthy fear of losing. By viewing potential gains with caution and considering the risk of losing everything, individuals are more likely to make prudent decisions to safeguard their wealth. Key idea number 8. You can be wrong half the time and still make a fortune. Discover how Heinz Berggruen, a former journalist turned art collector, achieved immense wealth by employing a strategy that proves you can be wrong half the time and still make a fortune. Berggruen's success can be attributed to his extensive art acquisitions and patient approach. Rather than solely relying on personal preferences, he purchased a wide range of artworks, waiting for a few exceptional pieces to emerge as lucrative investments. This method, akin to an index fund, spreads the risks and maximizes potential returns. The underlying principle is that a small number of successful investments can overshadow numerous less fruitful ones, ultimately determining overall success. So in conclusion, the best way forward is to accept that luck plays a role in success. Learn to fear losing what you already have. Diversify your investments to mitigate risks. Thank you for watching Think Big. Please comment, like, and subscribe.